Alright, so we got another comic review to go through, and this one is another comic from my good friend Chris. Now, Verdant Kid, bro, thank you again for another book. And this one is a recent trade to come out, which I actually really like this hardback. I like when hardbacks are just a hardcover book and not with a dust jacket, because then it just bothers me because I gotta like slip it back on, and if I take it off, the book just looks dumb and generic without the dust jacket. So I prefer it when it's just like the picture is on the hardback. Anyway, so yeah, so as you can see, we're going to be talking about Transformers King Grimlock. I kind of burned through this because, as you guys know, I kind of read the comics when I'm in the bathroom, and yeah, something didn't agree with me yesterday. Anyway, so Transformers King Grimlock, Transformers King Grimlock is part of the new continuity, of the new reboot continuity from IDW. The new Transformers continuity, I mean. So this is post the Unicron Saga storyline, and it's like a rebooted universe. So in here, in this story, this is you could just read this without having any prior knowledge to anything going on in the current comics, like in the current Transformers comics. So you could, first off, let's get that out of the way. Do you need prior knowledge to this? No, you don't. You don't need prior knowledge. Do you like Grimlock? Oh, you do? Here you go. So this comic is, like I said, its own continuity. Well, it's in the continuity, but you don't need to read the continuity. You know what I mean? You don't need a lot of information. So in this story, Grimlock is whisked away to a world that is kind of magic, kind of not. And they know Autobots. Apparently, these people were trying to use their magic to summon Optimus Prime here to battle their king who's gone mad over the years. But instead of Optimus, they grabbed Grimlock by mistake, and now Grimlock is fuck you guys, I'm just here to fight. Because as we know, Grimlock is, if nothing, just a brawler at heart. So Grimlock really is Grimlock is phonetic. He's not some deep thinker. It's me, Grimlock, do this. So, there you go. This very much takes a lot of parallels from... this comic takes a lot of parallels from a lot of comics like Conan the Barbarian, Planet Hulk. Those were the big ones I really talked about when the announcement came for this book. A lot of it came to, hey, me Grimlock, me Grimlock on sword and sorcery adventure. And that's really cool. I think a lot of people wanted to see a comic where it's just Grimlock on some distant world, like a Planet Hulk story. Yeah. So the comic is about 5-6 issues long. It's actually the artwork. It's written by Steve Orlando, who most of you guys would know Orlando best. Steve Orlando has done a lot for a lot of DC comics. He wrote Justice League of America. He also wrote several other books, Wonder Woman, a few others. He's written a lot, and Augustus Palladia, I hope I'm saying that last name, he does the artwork in here, and the artwork is very reminiscent of Walt Simonson's Thor. It's very reminiscent of Walt Simonson's Thor. It's actually very bright, very vibrant, very line heavy. Again, it really does have that, let me give you a good example real quick. See, it's very Walt Simonson-esque, so it really, it's very bright but very line heavy and also very angular. So it when I was looking at the artwork for this book, I was yeah, it's very very Walt Simonson-esque. So I was very pleasant with that. I was very happy about that being the kind of art style they were going for in this book. So Grimlock in here, throughout the story, Grimlock encounters a young girl named Arco, and Arco is this very angry young girl who's basically lost her everyone she's ever loved except her father to their mad god named Soltron. And Soltron was an Autobot who had gone mad helping this wayward planet, which I guarantee you was probably very much inspired by the Visionaries. Like, it's very... Like, there are some things in here I was like, this was clearly meant to be the Visionaries universe before the reboot. Like, that's what I... Like, there are some things in here, like, some of the words were changed. Like, I was just thinking, I have this feeling Orlando wanted to do this book and have Grimlock on the Visionary... on Prismos, the world of the Visionaries, and, it just got... Like, there... Like, just read this and you'd be like, yeah, this was clearly meant to be, like, the Visionaries. So... Y'all remember Visionaries? I don't know. Yeah, so... Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, the action in here is very well done. If you want to see Grimlock fight, like, giant cyclopses and stuff like that, it's very well done. And Grimlock in here is our typical asshole. He's very much this very, only the strong survive. He's very much, about... fighting, and in fact, when they say, well, we could just send you back, like, they try to pull the whole gambit of, if you don't help us, we won't be able to send you home. And Grimlock's like, so? Because Grimlock literally, before he got here, was just at odds with Optimus again, so why would he want to go back? This is a place where he can fight constantly. This is a lot of fun. Arco in here can be a little insufferable, but I think she's meant to be a foil for Grimlock throughout the book. Like, that was the idea, where she's just kind of, like, she's angry and all that, and there's actually, like, legit science, and there is sorcery in here, but there's also, like, pseudoscience to it as well. Like, there's a lot of, there's, another villain in here called, the Red Wizard, and the Red Wizard turns out to be a Transformers villain. I'm not going to say who they are, but really, it's not a Decepticon, but it's a Transformers villain that's like, oh, now it makes sense, because Grimlock, it may be dumb in here, but, like, he's not, like, stupid. He's not, like, dumb Grimlock. He speaks phonetically, but, like me, Grimlock, but, like, he picks up on certain things. Like, throughout the comic, it's clear that he's, like, he just talks like that, but he does have, like, a lot of intellect to him, too, because, like, he notes, like, okay, that thing is clearly meant to be, like, a pseudo-Cybertronian or something like that, or this is Energon, or this is, like, a type of magic. It's kind of cool, actually, to see Grimlock like that, but at the same time, it's still, like, you know, me Grimlock, me badass. And, yeah, clearly, like, this book was clearly meant for, your typical Grimlock fans who wanted, like, more Dino, like, because we all love the Dinobots. Let's cut the shit. Like, we all love the Dinobots in Transformers comics. So, it's a nice little love letter to everyone who loved Grimlock and everyone who loves, like Planet Hulk or the Conan books. You are definitely going to like this story, because is it anything groundbreaking? No. Does Grimlock go through some grand change that will forever mark his character? Not really. But sometimes you just don't need a comic like that. Sometimes you just want to see Grimlock fight a dragon. That's really all you really... Sometimes all you really need is Grimlock battling a dragon. That's really all you need. So, yeah. King Grimlock, if you are a fan of Transformers, if you're a fan of, like, you know, if you want to read, like, and like I said earlier, this comic, you don't really need to read the new IDW continuity to understand anything here. It's just Grimlock, like, Grimlock's on another world. Optimus Optimus shows up a few times, so do the Dinobots. It's really it. But it's really like you could easily say, like, oh, this is in the previous continuity, or it's its own continuity. If you just want to read a comic without wanting to do homework to understand anything, here you go. It's right here. So, yeah. I highly recommend Transformers King Grimlock. It is a lot of fun, and I'd like to thank Chris, aka the Mount Vernon Kid, for sending me this. This was so much fun. I was waiting for this with bated breath, and it did not disappoint. So, Chris, thank you so much for sending me this book. This was a lot of fun. Highly recommend this book. And yeah, as you can see, I've kind of I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I've kind of updated the background with a few new posters. So, yeah, there you go. Got a little Hell of a Boss and Danganronpa. Well, that one's been up. I just moved it over here so people can see. But yeah, some new posters. Something new to look at. I decided it was time for a little bit of a change. So yeah. Anyway, so there you go, guys. Hope you all enjoyed this. If you haven't already, hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon, where you can see exclusive videos, as well as ask for, if you hit the 4th tier, you can send me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.